All right, guys, I'm so excited to show you the behind the scenes of this amazing baseball cake. Stay tuned. Y'all, I'm so excited for the cake I'm about to do today. Today we are making a cake in the shape of a baseball mitt that's supposed to look like a baseball mitt. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous, but I'm very excited, and I have been planning, preparing, looking at videos, all of the above. So I have a 12-inch cake board. This is a 10-inch cake, and it's just gonna be like I'm gonna make it 2 layers, but it's not gonna be like usually like how I do a 3-layer cake. So, because I don't want this to be too big and bulky. So first thing I'm gonna do is start off by taking the cake out. So I was gonna say it should come out perfectly because I put this, I always do parchment at the bottom. So I'm just gonna center this cake. The next thing I'm gonna do is basically trace like a baseball glove on this cake. So, y'all, I'm so nervous. Okay, guys, so as you can see, I'm finally starting to carve out the baseball mitt. Y'all, it literally took me, I had to cut out so much because it took me so long to actually start it. Like, it's like jumping off of a cliff. It's like you want to do it, but you can't. Anyways, so I'm basically trying to carve out all the fingers. Not gonna lie, the thumb's a little big. So is the pinky, but it's fine. It's fine. So I'm just carving out. And the thing is, I didn't want to cut out too much of the cake. I wanted to cut out as least as possible, but I also wanted to cut out enough so that the cake would have definition. So I had to go back a couple times and like do some more cutouts. Next, what we're gonna do is I have a bowl of chocolate frosting just made. It's really good. It tastes like a chocolate milkshake and frosting form, but like more chocolatey. This is what we were working with so far for the baseball mitt. It's kind of hard to tell, but I didn't want to keep taking off too much of the cake. So what I'm gonna do next is, because I want to do a layer of chocolate filling in the inside, I am going to slice, like cut it in half with my, I don't even know what this is called. We're gonna call it like a cake slicer. And I'm gonna put the top half on here, put the layer of chocolate frosting, put it back, and then we're gonna frost the whole thing. So, okay, guys, so basically I am using the cake slicer to basically slice the cake in half. I'm adding a couple scoops of the chocolate frosting, and then filling the base layer of the cake, and then putting the top layer on. And then we're basically just doing like a crumb coat, if you will, with the chocolate frosting. We are going to be using fondant, so it's not going to be perfect, but I am going to try to get it as smooth as possible so that the fondant lays on top of it very smoothly. This is what we are working with so far. It's just the glove covered in chocolate frosting. I'm going to put this in the fridge for a little bit, and I'm going to get started on rolling out the fondant. Next thing we're going to do is we'll start putting together the baseball. So I'm just gonna take a piece of parchment paper, and I have 2 cupcakes. I also have a skewer. Okay, guys, so first I'm gonna start by cutting the tops off the cupcakes. If you see me munching, mind your business, okay? But I'm basically cutting the tops off so that they're flat, and then I'm using the chocolate frosting to basically bind them together, stick the skewer basically through the middle of it. I was originally going to do that to help me, but then it kind of was getting in the way. So this is me trying to actually make it more into like a circle shape, but as you can tell, there's a couple corners on there, but it's fine. Next, I'm rolling out the fondant. So I used 2 like lighter browns and then 1 darker brown, and I mixed them together until they were one color. Okay, so you're just going to keep rolling and rolling until it's basically the thickness that you want. I probably could have went a little bit thinner, but I just wanted to make sure that the fondant didn't really crack on me or break. So basically, once I get it to the size that I want, I put it on top of the oven mitt. It's not an oven mitt, it's a baseball mitt, my bad. And then basically use my tools to smooth it out as much as possible. Okay, y'all, it's actually messed up in here, so please ignore it. But I did get an airbrush tool as well. And the plan is to use this to darken up some of these areas, so let's go for it. Y'all, I was actually so excited about this airbrush because I actually made that color on my own. Like, I didn't have to buy a special type of like coloring for the airbrush, and it added basically some dimension. So as you can see in between the cracks of the fingers and just around the edges. So that was pretty cool. Somehow the rest of the baseball footage magically disappeared. I don't even know, but this is me putting the red stripes onto the baseball. And this is the finished product. Let me know what you guys think. I did some grass and then happy birthday along the border of the cake base. But let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching.